people can become incapacitated by psychological responses to their injuries, even though the organic effects may have largely disappeared. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But in a lot of these cases, you're going to see that people have brain injuries for the first 6 months to a year. They have these really, really definable brain injuries. And they've had neuropsychological testing. It's come back with positive effects. And then a year later, a year goes by and this person healed, because Dr. Furman has told you that many brain injuries heal. In fact, of the mild ones, a large majority do. So what do you do when you have the case where the person is healed, but yet they still have these psychiatric problems, these psychological issues, non-organic responses to what they felt before? And that's where the cases kind of become a little bit more difficult. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later, but just to mention this right now, what happens in these cases is the people get more and more frustrated because they're not sleeping, they aren't able to do the things they used to do, and they start to focus on their cognitive, emotional, behavioral problems. And in the meantime, they're isolating themselves. Their friends don't like them anymore. Their family's getting fed up with them. And this is all during the time where they're having this brain injury, these real emotional and behavioral sequelae from the brain injury, and they start to focus on that. They see that they're getting more secluded, becoming more isolated. Now their brain injury is healing, but they're still dealing with those effects. It makes them more frustrated. They're not good. They're not fun to be around. And then what happens? Well, they start having psychiatric problems from dealing with all that, which is completely understandable. So even though the organic effects of the brain injury are gone, the non-organic effects are still there. And that's what you end up dealing with in a lot of these cases. And the doctors are willing to give you admissions on that.